Suspected child abuse and torture ends in death. One child is dead and two people are awaiting trial. This is the story as it is known so far. Jacob Maloberti and Lauren Delasco met at the age of 16, working in a local restaurant. He is working as a busboy, she as a waitress. In 2015, rumors of an affair between the two began. At the time, they are both married to other people. In 2018, the relationship is outed, and they decide to take it public in 2019. On May 28, 2021, Jacob and Lauren are married at Belle's Banquet in Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania. With two little words, I do, a blended family is formed. Lauren brings to the marriage 3 biological children and an adopted son. Jacob has 1 child of his own, a son. When you add a foster child to the mix, then they become a family of 8. But the focus of the story is on Lauren's adopted child, Landon. Mason Ellenberger is born on April 24th, 2017, to Samantha Buczynski, the younger cousin of Lauren, and her boyfriend, Luke Ellenberg. Lauren, the proud cousin, is involved in Mason's life from the time he is born. But Mason's life will not be an easy one. A few months after Mason is born, he fractures his spine, and Luke and Samantha become under investigation. It's at this time Lauren steps up and takes Mason into her home as one of her own. After some time passes, Lauren adopts Mason and changes his name to Landon Mason John Maloberti. To the outside world, the Malobertis are a happy, loving home with happy, loving parents. But on the evening hours of January 30th, 2023, Lauren carries Landon into the hospital, showing no urgency. There, she identifies him by his pre-adoption name and tells the receptionist Mason was having trouble walking and had been vomiting all day. Staff observe a limp child, unable to breathe. He is in need of immediate care and intubation. The authorities are called, and dispatch tells Officer Dylan Keffer of the Delmont Borough Police Department to contact an RN at Allegheny Health Network regarding a juvenile patient. Officer Keffer calls AHN and is told they received a 5-year-old male on January 30th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. He is told of the state of Landon's body upon arrival. Landon has multiple bruises all over his body, a massive brain bleed, poor blood flow, is unresponsive, and his pupils are fixed and dilated. Officer Keffer is told they suspect the condition of Landon's body is from a severe case of child abuse. Landon is transported from AHN to UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. Dr. Michelle Clayton describes Landon's injuries to Officer Keffer. She describes Landon's brain as obliterated. It is bleeding and severely damaged. He has injuries to his entire body. Dr. Clayton's belief is that Landon's injuries are the result of child abuse and were not self-inflicted. Her findings are of abusive head trauma and torture. Landon was subjected to multiple ongoing episodes of physical abuse and a severe episode of abuse in the last 2 days. Landon's injuries would have caused substantial pain at the time they were inflicted and impaired his function. He would have been unable to stand or eat and drink. Doctors do not expect Landon to survive his injuries. And on February 7th, 2023, Landon is pronounced dead. What happened to Landon? It is now the job of investigators to find out what or who caused Landon's death. Investigators arrived at UPMC Children's Hospital on Monday, January 30th, 2023 at 11 p.m. Upon arrival, they meet with Doctors Aaron Baramthis and Lindsay Urkel, who explain that Landon is in very critical condition. Social worker Samantha Yule provides investigators with Lauren's version of the events that led to Landon's hospitalization. According to the story Lauren told Yule, the morning of the prior day, Sunday, January 29th, Landon was on his way to the bathroom when he fell from a standing position, but got back up and went on his way. The morning of the 30th, Landon ate breakfast, then laid back down. He later woke up, ate lunch, and laid back down again. That evening, he began to eat dinner, but threw up and became unresponsive. That's when Lauren transported Landon to AHN, arriving at 6:30 p.m. Lauren claimed that Landon had COVID a month prior and had been unsteady on his feet and wobbly ever since. Investigators are taken to the ICU to personally observe Landon. There, they observe numerous bruises covering his body, bruising to the right arm, consistent with fingers having grabbed him, bruising on the left side of his head, near his left eyebrow, lacerations near his left eye, significant bruising to his knees, head, torso, chest, extremities, and back. During the early morning hours of January 31st, Lauren provides a statement to investigators while at the hospital. She tells investigators she works 2 night shifts a week, but mainly is the caregiver for the children, while her husband Jacob works. He is a correctional officer who works Wednesday through Sunday. Jacob was not home from work until 3:30 p.m. Sunday, January 29th. When asked how Landon sustained his injuries, Lauren tells investigators she was putting another child in her playpen on Sunday morning when Landon came into the house and she heard him fall. He said, "Woo!" then went to the bathroom. The next evening, when she attempted to wake Landon for dinner, Landon was spacing out and vomiting, clenching his jaw, and vomited on her. It was at this point she put a blanket on Landon and took him to AHN. Lauren added that Landon scratches himself and picks at the scabs, and his bruises are the result of falling a lot since having COVID. Lauren's initial claim was that she did not see any marks from falling, but later in the interview contended the left side of Landon's head was red and he was rubbing his eye. Because of this, Lauren slept on the couch Sunday night and checked on Landon every hour. She told investigators she didn't know how he got the bruises on his legs and back. And when asked, she claimed Landon's last shower had been on Saturday evening, 2 nights prior to coming to the hospital. Investigators speak with Lauren's husband, Jacob Maloberti, at UPM Children's Tuesday, January 31st in the afternoon. Jacob tells investigators he works from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day but Monday and Tuesday. On Sunday, the day of Landon's fall, he left around 4 a.m. and returned home between 3:30 and 4 that afternoon. Lauren was home with the children. He has never seen Lauren be physical with Landon. Sunday evening, he, Lauren, and Landon slept in the living room because Landon kept getting up during the night for snacks and drinks. Jacob makes no mention of observing any injuries on Landon or Lauren checking on him throughout the night. Jacob tells investigators that when he arrived home on Sunday, Lauren told him Landon was going to the bathroom and fell. She said he didn't appear hurt. Jacob then stated he learned of the fall when he arrived at AHN Hospital and spoke with Lauren. After being questioned on the contradiction, Jacob sticks to the story that he only learned Landon had fallen when he was at AHN Hospital. He offers no explanation as to how Landon was injured and only knows what Lauren told him. He claims Landon appeared fine throughout the day on Monday. Landon ate breakfast, then said he was tired, so Lauren told him to lie down. Jacob made dinner that evening, chicken Alfredo. Lauren woke Landon and carried him to his high chair for dinner. During dinner, Landon started coughing and vomited. Lauren wrapped him in a blanket and said she was taking him to the hospital. Lauren calls Jacob from the hospital and tells him Landon isn't doing well. On January 30th, Westmoreland County Children's Bureau conducted a welfare check with the assistance of Officer Gregory Stahl. While there, a sibling of Landon speaks with them. They are told that children's parents make Landon sleep in the living room and are shown a corner of the living room floor where he's made to sleep to keep him from wandering. The child tells them about a white camera used to watch Landon. The child goes on to say that, with the exception of Landon, the children are verbally disciplined or lose privileges. Landon is the only child their parents spank because Landon doesn't learn his lesson. The sibling also says that Landon's legs were swollen and he had marks on the back of his legs when taken to the hospital. The child says they didn't really see Landon that day, but knew he was sick. Lauren tried to feed Landon dinner, but he was sleeping, then vomited on himself. The sibling then saw Lauren carry Landon into the bathroom and give him a shower before taking him to the hospital. Landon was unconscious at the time. Investigators witnessed the forensics investigations of the siblings conducted from January 30th to February 1st. From the interviews, investigators gained insight into life for Landon from the different siblings. On February 1st, 2023, police execute a search warrant on the Maloberti residence. Among the items seized from the residence are adult and children's clothing found in the bathroom, damp with vomit on them. The living room camera retrieved from an exterior trash can. The camera appeared to have been cut or ripped from the wall. And Lauren and Jacob's cell phones. A search of Landon's medical records and history show his last trip to his PCP was in August of 2022. There are no indications of Landon having medical treatment since then. Investigators interviewed those around Lauren, giving them a further look into how she felt about Landon. Former co-workers report Lauren telling them Landon was hard to love and she hated him. She always complained about him. Kathy, Landon's biological grandmother, describes Landon as a normal, sweet, and intelligent boy. She reported that she didn't notice signs of physical abuse and saw Landon once or twice a week until April of 2022. It was at this time she was no longer allowed to see her grandson. Lauren told her the reason for this was that Landon was bad. Lauren complained that Landon would tell her, Kathy, he loved her, but would not say the same to Lauren. On July 27th of 2023, Lauren and Jacob Maloberti were taken into custody. The two of them are charged with criminal homicide, aggravated assault, endangering the welfare of children, and conspiracy. Lauren has an added charge of murder of the first degree. Currently, both Lauren and Jacob Maloberti are housed at the Westmoreland County Prison while they await trial. Both have been denied bail.